guys, and welcome back. Well, I think one of the biggest stories that we found out this week was on Mr. Al Sharpton, or Reverend Al Sharpton, however you address him. We found out that he was a snitch for the FBI, aka confidential informant. Now, the documents reported that came out on last week that records in the 1980s said he was investigated, and he cooperated with law enforcement by making secret recordings by way of a bugged briefcase of mob figures over a period of time in the early 1980s. Yeah. Now, Sharpton publicly acknowledged that he helped the FBI. He didn't say that he was a snitch or a confidential informant. He said that he helped the FBI investigate mafia figures in the 1980s and said he would do it again if threatened. Now, he stated that the story was not new and that it had been a part of his past narrative. Now, what he is contesting about this story, Al Sharpton denies that he considered himself an informant in the standard sense, or that he was registered, paid, treated like a traditional confidential informant. For example, I'm going to give you an example of what he said. He said, in my own mind, I was not an informant. I was cooperating with an investigation. Well, I'm sure that all snitches feel the same way Al Sharpton does. Now, he objects to being called a rat or disloyal, characterizing his actions as self-defense because he says he was threatened by music business goons and reached out to the authorities for protection. Now, he says he was never formally told, "You are number 7," or placed on a roster with that label, though the document says otherwise. The document says he was a rat, a snitch. I'm sorry, guys. The document says that he was a confidential informant. Now, the alleged cooperation, information gathering took place in 1982 and 1983 time frame. Now, the published records surfaced around April 2014 when the newspaper The Smoking Gun released hundreds of pages of court filings and FBI memos. Now, at the time of the story's publication, Al Sharpton was hosting his annual convention for his civil rights organization, National Action Network, and felt the timing of the story was politically inconvenient. Yeah. Now, what this doesn't show unresolved. Now, there is no credible allegation or reporting that Sharpton committed criminal wrongdoings as part of his cooperation. He has not been charged in connection with this activity. Now, it's unclear how much of the recording he is alleged to have made actually contributed to specific prosecutions. Now, the exact nature of any compensation, formal informant agreement, or the official status of his role remains disputed. Now, my summary, in short, yes, multiple credible reports indicate that Al Sharpton was a confidential informant who aided law enforcement in the early 1980s, secretly recording conversations with mafia figures, and that the official records refer to him as CI7. Okay? Now, what CI stand for? Confidential informant. Now, at the same time, Al Sharpton said he never regarded himself as a traditional informant. The kind of confidential informant you might imagine. but rather as someone cooperating because he felt threatened. Well, this story really blew up last week. I mean, it may have came out in 2014, but I didn't know about it until this week. It really popped. And it has everybody talking about it. I mean, they even did a sketch on Saturday Night Live. And they had Keenan playing Al Sharpton, which he really played it well. Here is him right here. But and he was talking. He had the briefcase, and he went into a bar, and it was these mob figures sitting at the table, and he had his big briefcase, and he was talking into the briefcase and asking them to tell their name and hold the briefcase up. It was. I'm sorry, guys. It was very funny. It was. So if you missed that episode, you need to watch it. But yes, everybody been talking about this. I tell you, won't it come out? Won't the truth come out? And the truth is what? The light. So Al Sharpton says that I wasn't a rat. I was not a confidential informant. And they have official records referring to him as CI7. Well, I don't think you can get any confidential informant to admit that he was a confidential. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having so much fun with this story. But here's Reverend Al Sharpton. You know, he's all civil rights. He's all strict. He's all at any time with anybody in Hollywood said the N-word or were in trouble with the blacks. Here, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson had to, and this man was in. Y'all. Just like it came out that Martin Luther King was working with the government, I mean, we up here thinking, hey, the truth will come out, okay? You remember when Mama used to say, what you do in the dark will come to light? Well, hey, it's the same sentiment right here with Al Sharpton. Come on, Al. You know what's coming up next, guys. Thank you for watching, and and if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscription button because we got a lot to talk about. This is not the last of Al Sharpton, the rat. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask you, what y'all think?